Today I'm going to show you how I remade the lead from Pendulum Blood Sugar that I used in my bootleg. It sounds a little something like this. I've already got a long form video on this where I go into a little bit more depth, but hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight. So let's jump straight in. So there's two layers. A serum, which sounds like this, and a massive, which sounds like this. The main body of the sound comes from the massive patch. You could do a very similar thing in serum. It's basically just like a detuned saw wave. I'll explain that in a minute. But I just made it a massive because I wanted to. And also I feel that maybe having a massive layer layered with a serum layer gives like slightly different tonalities between the two. So first thing, have two square saws, wavetable all the way up in the saw position, and then detune them slightly for each other. This one's up 0.06 and this one's down 0.07. The noise, color all the way up, amp up slightly. The main essence from the sound comes from the vibrato. So the way of setting this up is take macro 1 and assign it to vibrato here, the rate and the depth, and make sure it's in mono. And this way, the more you move it up, the more vibrato you get. If you actually check out videos of Pendulum playing this live, you can see Rob on the keyboard using the vibrato wheel, and that's what gives this sound the life by changing the vibrato over time, which gives it much more of a real feel. So there's different ways of doing this. You can either draw it in or you can play it live yourself. I'm pretty sure when I did this, I used my keyboard to play it in live and then I went in and made some fine adjustments. So this ends up being the pattern for the vibrato. So when you record it in, it'll go into the edit events window down here. Now you can edit it here. You can make fine adjustments here. Or what I did is go here, edit, turn into automation clip, and choose how smooth the curve is here. And then over here, you can see it's turned into an automation clip, and then you can go right in and adjust the points to how you want the final result to sound. Part of the reason actually for turning it into an automation clip is that you can assign the same automation to the vibrato in massive and in serum as well. So they both move in the same way, which is what you want for this sound. Also make sure unisono is on 1 so it only plays one note at a time and that the glide is up. Also incidentally, these are the notes used in the melody. It's quite a simple pattern and it repeats, but you can just copy this in here. The only thing I would point out is that certain notes are overlapping, like at the start of the bar, because it's a monophonic synth with glide on, so this just gives it a quick flick up at the start of the bar. You can kind of hear it here. Just like rip. So onto the serum patch. Similar again, except they're detuned slightly further. This one's up 16, this one's down 15. So this one's wider. This one's just adding a bit more to the original sound because I felt like it was a bit dry on its own. So to make vibrato in serum, there's not a built-in one. You have to use an LFO. The way I did this was assign the LFO to the fine tune. Then I assigned macro 1 to rate, and also to these individual points here. So if I play it and move it up and down, so it's making the vibrato increase in intensity and also increasing the rate at the same time. Exactly the same as massive. This is set to 3.7 and the LFO moves it up 8 steps. Unfortunately, I couldn't fit everything into one video, so follow for part 2 where I talk about the post-processing for this sound.